Jesus Franco, a man who was born in 1930, made a movie about punk music in 1996. This is him trying to be hip with the kids. Now, he could have listened to some punk music for research, but this music is a very bad example of punk music. You'll see why later. Jesus Franco's Vampire Killer Barbies. Really, this movie starts with a skull orgasming. We start with probably the best song of the film. This song actually has decent lyric variety and is a good version of punk music, but then the song gets way too repetitive and annoying. Movie even references anime. Stop listening to your own music, you egotist. Zamora, this movie is for sadists. We're really listening to a musician get aroused by his own music. They go to a haunted house and they talk about a attractive vampire woman. That's why this movie was made, because vampires are freaking hot. We see the old man talk to his sick wife, and he references Shakespeare. This movie has the audacity to reference Shakespeare. He's talking about loving his woman in this bed, but his woman cheats on him just because a man has an ugly goatee. He is completely unaware of this because he is an idiot. He hurts his leg while he's walking up the stairs. Even in the worst Jesus Franco movies, the actors can perform good stunts without getting seriously injured. Yeah, Jesus Franco, go back to the music you actually know about. This movie is incredibly repetitive. We see them bang in the car like 5 times, maybe even more. And they use the same music each time. Kids, I don't know what you're into. Can you please play the piano? Really, this movie is harming the career of little people. It's very hard for little people to get work because they get typecast a lot. And this movie harms their career. So this old guy tells this creepy hobo to kill the 20-year-olds from the band because I guess they're getting on his nerves because he's jealous of the amount of banging they're doing in his house while his wife is dying. So you see him chase a naked woman around with a axe, and this is really scary, but is also really tasteless because this woman is a prop in this scene. The woman doesn't fight back, she just runs away, which is a cowardly way to deal with this situation. This is the most sexist and gratuitous scene I've ever seen in a film.
Parlami d'amore, d'amore.
They had to pull a van with a tractor in this film. That probably caused a lot of freaking accidents and is against the law. Throughout this movie, as his wife becomes more dead and uglier, I'm trying to think, how does this guy have a wife? He literally keeps naked women in his basement. He should not have a wife. The way Jesus Franco shows young people as being intelligent is having them interact with older people. I mean, this scene is probably the least annoying, but it's still boring, I guess. I don't know. That talking scene was so boring, we need to show some tips to keep the young people engaged. Just because you reference chess and have annoying blue stylization does not mean that you are intelligent in the film. This is the dumbest film I've ever seen. Okay, I know it seems like I skipped through a lot, but really the last 30 minutes is just a bunch of blue light and people having sex and pushing a grave. It goes on way long and is very, very boring and annoying. All you hear is breathing and walking around for 30 minutes. They killed a homeless rapist. I'm not giving this movie points for that because this movie is incredibly boring, repetitive, and stupid. This movie has the audacity to reference Spider-Man. Oh, and this movie ends with them not really dying. This movie chickens out on having a dark ending. Trans people are also associated with this film by referencing Divine. Repetitive lyrics are only sexy when they're used by Sabrina Carpenter. I won't give a fuck about you. I won't give a fuck about you. I won't give a fuck about you. I'm doxing these people. Best Killer Barbies. I hate this movie. I actually like punk music, and this movie is a complete insult to punk music. It's a pathetic attempt for Jesus Franco to try to be hip with the kids. This movie freaking sucks. This is the worst movie I've reviewed so far, with its incredibly annoying characters and its incredibly annoying music soundtrack. And it's also incredibly repetitive storytelling and chickens out on dark. How does it feel, Jesus Franco, that you made a worse sex punk film than asexual Andy Warhol? You would be better off watching the Genetic Opera. If you want to hear good punk music, I recommend The Cramps. Bye. I need to get back and write my book on why The Haughty and Naughty is not the worst movie.